Whatever the future of insurance looks like, Sapiens helps insurers to prepare and transform their core with their digital-led, modular, low-code, no-code solutions. Built through design thinking, they are all about creating experiences that empower users and connect seamlessly. Are you ready to differentiate your experience? Please welcome Sapiens.
Good afternoon. Dear Carol, Carol is the ambassador to the UK from the Netherlands, just to put that in context for you. I'm visiting the Netherlands for the first time in over 2 years to participate in the Digital Insurance Amsterdam conference. As we're guests in your country, and because of the complexity in European, Danish, English relations caused by Brexit, get that out the way, I wanted to ask you, as you've got direct experience working and living in both countries, what do we have in common other than insurance that I can use to reconnect with the audience? This is my first live speaking experience since 2019. And Carol wrote back, "Dear Graham, are you serious? Try this." So there's half of the room here at the moment does not want to see a picture of Heineken after last night, but you'll be fine. We'll get through it. Right, let's talk insurance. And we'll pick the pace up a little bit. So a fire's broken out at one of your insured properties. The connected devices, the IoT devices, have immediately notified the emergency services who return on site, put the fire out, make sure everyone's safe. At the same time that that's happening, that information has then triggered into the policy administration system of the insurance organization itself. And the insurance organization then automatically can dispatch one of the new fleet of assessment drones. The assessment drone attends the site of the property and using combinations of scanners, LiDARs, artificial intelligence, creates a data pack that is then sent into the insurance company itself, where it's decoded and distributed around the infrastructure. Using that information, they can also schedule the suppliers and the guys that will go out and actually make the building safe and fix it. All of this is then processed, natural language, sent to the consumer, who can accept it with the click of a button on their application, receive part payment or whatever it's going to be, and then that information is then transformed back into the insurance company again, and it pre-populates real-time underwriting. We can then take that data, and it feeds immediately through into the pricing policies of that organization's as well. So, as a senior management team, on our smartphone app, can just receive the hourly automated P&L, contract and company view, with that Amsterdam claim cost factored into it. Obviously, it's 2022 at the moment. We've all got smartwatches, so if there's really, really bad news, we also want it to the health of the person so we can dispatch an ambulance to go and look after them as well if it's really, really bad news. And that combination of all those things I've just showed you and the highly automated nature of which we're working at the moment allows you to sit back, relax, and do more of the things that you like doing. In my case, watching our royal family. So what have I just done there in 30 seconds? I've talked about all the kind of concepts of the conference. I've talked about embedded insurance, machine-learned automatic FNO. I've talked about supplier verification and dispatch, all the key buzzwords that we've heard a lot about over the past couple of days. And to be honest, we're so close to getting to that. It looks funny on screen, but we're actually very, very close, particularly in motor, of delivering that kind of service to our customers. And I'm sure you can understand the impact of that over the next few years. But that's not why you came here to listen to me. So one of the most challenging titles I think we could come up with. Why do I think it's going to be very difficult to be a primary insurer in 2025? And this is obviously directed at insurance companies themselves, but obviously you think about it as suppliers, as technology companies. If you don't have insurers, who are you going to sell to? So it actually impacts everybody in this room. And the reason why I'm looking at this and looking at it slightly differently is I'm going to say, in terms of insurance company, there's our little world. watch the share, what's going to impact my market share over the next few years, and obviously what's going to impact my margin. And those threats are coming from so many directions, and I think they're all coming from the same directions at the same time. So let's look at this. Think about your book of business and how predominant motor is in it, and how much of your book is motor. Falling over my words a little bit. What happens when the insurance companies suddenly realize that the car manufacturers are selling insurance direct? We've seen the Tesla example more recently, but this has been going on for a number of years now, so there's nothing really new about it. It's just gaining momentum and scale. And most car manufacturers that we see are starting to hire insurance professionals. These are going beyond white label solutions, and you can see how they're getting deeper and deeper. The next one, I think there was a McKinsey presentation this morning that talked about all the new insurtechs that are coming. They talked about share prices and valuations. Flip that on its head. Let's talk about products. You know, look what Lemonade are doing, look what Root are doing with telematics. Think of them as products, not how that company's performance. Look at the new customers they're bringing on quarter after quarter after quarter, and go, okay, actually combined $2 billion of gross written premiums now becoming material. So you can see that evolution of the insurtechs. We see Lemonade coming over from the States into the Netherlands, France, and Germany, probably other countries soon as well. So these things start to build momentum as well, and that takes a little chunk of our share and margin away. The digital banking revolution, I'll come back to this in a minute. But think, as an insurance organization, think of the interaction those banks are getting with their consumers every day. And you all want this digital experience, and we all want our customers to have that digital experience. We don't get it, the banks do, and these are quite brilliant. I'm going to show you a couple of stories about that in a minute. And then finally, the consumer and his expectations, and my expectations. I want everything now at the moment. The economy, we're not going to talk too much about a prediction. We saw what happened in 2008 and 2009 after the last financial crisis. Consumers shopped around a lot more. They withdrew cover. Small businesses went down to the bare minimum. So we know that whatever's going to happen over the next year or so with inflation and maybe deflation and maybe depression or maybe whatever is going to happen, there will be an impact on our businesses as a result of it. So when I grow up, I want to be an analyst. And that's broadly because I can draw a line that goes up at 33 degrees and say, right, that's my forecast, that's what's going to happen. And I've put some of these on here. Home devices, smart home devices like we saw, connected car, the use of artificial intelligence in pricing, and they all have that common kind of thing. And if I went back 5 years ago and said, right, what was the forecast then? When's all this going to hit us? Well, obviously we're all going to be driving connected cars now. Our homes are going to be connected. We saw a moment ago. All the focus is now going to be in preventative rather than insurance. Data is the new oil. We hear that a lot. Hyper-personalization. And then business insurance is so dynamic, it becomes like a line on the invoice as opposed to the way that we're doing it annually at the moment. And my health insurance, obviously, is managed by my smartwatch. And you kind of go, cool, that's what all the analysts are saying. And you go, where's the reality? Well, actually, the core of your business today is pretty much the same. And this is where I start to get a little bit kind of like, what is actually going on here? So I can ignore these kind of forecasts because I'm the person, I'm real, and I go, okay, this is my personal experience. But something changed last year. And this is why the title of the presentation becomes a little bit more kind of apt. So this is a true story. And back to my beer again, because I'm British, and we like that kind of thing. I bought a beer fridge at home. Like most of you, I did some work in the garden, because I now work at home a lot more, so we all invested in home improvement. I bought a fridge from Amazon. 1 click, bought it. 2 clicks, I bought an insurance policy for it as well, from Allianz. Didn't even know it was Allianz until I had to look it up. Boom, 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 just bought the fridge. 3-year cover or whatever it is. And I tried to expense this for research as well, by the way, but Sapiens said no. But we'll try again next time. So effectively, if you look what happened with the Amazon story, I'm paying Amazon to know a lot more about me than perhaps Amazon could get from third-party data providers. That's a weird way of looking at it. So what do they know about me? Well, they know what I buy. They know what I listen to. They know what I watch. And they know that I buy insurance. These great big super organizations, in the next 18 months, is it likely or unlikely that Amazon will start to offer me home contents insurance? And all of a sudden, that kind of market gets eroded a little bit more. We're seeing this happen in the French market, the British market, the German market as well. So this is something that's a kind of real danger. What's next then? So if we go back to the banking story, these guys know everything about me. This is my Revolut app. They know that I go to the pub and buy a drink by myself quite often. So they recommend Tinder. But they also seem to know when I'm going to a pet shop, and they offer me pet insurance. And that interaction I have with them is awesome compared to the interaction I have with my insurance company. Travel. Who goes independently and buys travel insurance anymore? It's a big thing now. It just comes embedded with the ticket and all the kind of follow-throughs that go on with that. Temporary cover. Cover we're here presenting yesterday, the temporary cover for car insurance. I use them. I love them. Highly recommended. And then my next car, I tried to expense this one as well, but again, Sapiens said no. The next car I buy will be subscribed. It will have the insurance built into it, so it's very unlikely that I'm going to actually go out and shop for insurance again. We work with Munich Re on, this is a weird one, but I'll try to explain it. So we've got great software capabilities. Munich Re have got great pricing capabilities, and they also risk share. So we work with them on small business insurance to try and just encourage customers to do more direct with the insurance companies. But I said to them, they were down in London with us a few weeks ago, and I said to them, Gunter, who works for Munich Re, Dean is in here somewhere, who's our sales director. Hi, Dean. I don't actually think I'm going to purchase home and contents and motor insurance from my insurance company again. And all of a sudden, that's this kind of switch moment. And you're consumers as well, and you're just like me. Some of you are older, some of you are younger, but you will go through that same thought process. Oh my God, I can get this from so many different places now, and it's actually a real and present threat to my organization as an insurance company. So, having told you the negative picture, I'm available for weddings, children's parties and things as well. I'm full of good news. But before you all go and leave and do something else to do, or find something else to do this afternoon, I want to show a little bit about what we're doing about it. I was hoping to have a customer come on stage with us, but there was a couple of problems with visas. And Anadolu Satora. So Turkey's, I think, second largest insurance company. I'm not going to say what they do in front of me. Let's put Aysen on screen and she'll tell you what they do.
Anadolu Sigorta from Turkey. I am the head of project and change management department. Our division has 1,500 employees, and we distribute full range of consumer and business insurance services across over 100 brokers and 2,500 agents, alongside the direct sales to over 4 million customers. We have approximately 12,000 system users, and we will be celebrating our 100th birthday in 2025. We started a core platform transformation project where we wanted to consolidate multiple technologies and digital services down to a single core foundation platform. We wanted to modernize our technology stack to address the market's desire for speed, self-service, and digital services. Ultimately, our goal was to deliver insurance products and services at speed and at point of need, be that online with an agent or broker. Our core platform enables us to have a single version of truth and enables us to use data and analytics strategically. We have been able to fully harness the power of APIs to increase our use of the InsurTech ecosystem. An example is we self-configured 30 new insurance products and delivered those in 18 months. It used to take us a year per product. The cost of product develop is now so low, so we can experiment more with less risk, and that's driving our innovation. We took a snapshot of this last year, and these new products added 1.5 million policies. including new segments representing underinsured consumers in Turkey, as we are aware of the societal role we can play. To put number on this, we reduced time to market by an average of 75%. And we were proud to provide our customers with the first 100 touchless automated quote buying policies, claim process travel product, and the nation's first 100 automated parametric insurance product. We addressed critical business themes that is a theme of the DIA conference. Think about the platform, get this right. Then where and how to use AI-driven insights to improve customer service, how to harness the power of the broader ecosystem. We've created the organizational brain, then can now have a fun as a team figuring out how to give consumers what they need. Thank you for listening to me. I hope I will be there next year. Bye.
Right, give her a clap. I hadn't spoken to her before since Christmas, and it was the first time she spoke in English for like 6 months, so it was really, really appreciated, and she wanted to be here and obviously couldn't at the moment. Let's crystallize that story a little bit. So remember the numbers? They're big and they're impressive, and we're seeing more and more of that with the customer base now. So with the technology tools that they've got, they're able to start figuring this out, use it, and do more and more. And what we kind of are beginning to see represented here is something called this network effect, the rise of the enabling platform. So what Anadolu have done is they've got that central thing right, and that allows them a lot more options. And what it's done is slowly, they've built some scale up now. If we use the example that Aysen said about pet insurance, well, that's attracting other platforms. So that's attracting these kind of mobile grooming and service platforms. It's attracting the kind of breeders clubs to them and these types of stuff. And they're all starting to come to Anadolu because they've got some scale now and build other services. And that's a really, really good story because that means that they're bringing customers with them and they're just growing and growing and growing. And that service, remember we talked about the application and Revolut Bank that I have at the moment, is getting used by consumers more and more, which allows them to then create the products and services that is enabling them to provide that service that she talked about into their consumer base, which is then powering the growth. So a really, really good story. And we've picked on pet insurance there, but they're doing the same for travel insurance and so on and so on. It will just build and build and build. So that's what the kind of platform story is, and that platform-to-platform network effect is going to be in the future. The next thing, I put this up here as well, 100% application. So if a segment of the consumers, the kind of 18 to 35-year-olds, perhaps it's their first experience of buying insurance products. Everything's 100% app-based now, and some of the products they won't distribute any other way apart from directly to the consumer on the application. So think about that kind of cost saving and distribution alone. So really, really proud of that organization, and we love working with them. What's next? We talked about the insurance platform, and this is the technology that Sapiens provide down there on the right-hand side. And you collate all that together, and what's actually happening is you've got this now. You've got the ability to do this now. And the ability to do that, if you go back to the story at the start, that funny one I had with the drones and things, that's actually an enabler now. So that enables you to then transfer that to these emerging business models. Usage-based insurance, the flexible products that everybody wants, the dynamic pricing, looking more and more about those embedded services that we saw in my travel insurance or like the car insurance, focusing a lot more on risk prevention. So all that now becomes a real possibility. And guess what that addresses? Well, it addresses the market trends, simplified web journeys, the growth of the ecosystems and what you can connect to. Fair pricing at renewal, for God's sake, as well. So all these things that are coming down the line, you've now got the kind of ability to actually react to them, predict them, and do something with them. And guess what happens next? I don't know which one to start with, the customer or the business drivers. But you're then giving that customer the service that you want, or the customer service that they want themselves. Speed, effortlessness buying, simplified journeys, claims paid fast, whatever those are going to be, and ultimately they then drive your business drivers, revenue growth, cost reduction, et cetera, et cetera. Stephen made this slide wherever he is. I saw the cameras come up, so we know it's a good way of expressing it. But that's a really nice way of thinking about the technology and that's impact across markets and businesses. We're going to let you have lunch early, I think, which is nice. But a little tiny bit about Sapiens. We've got about 600 insurance clients. We operate in a number of countries, obviously. And you can see from the left-hand side there the type of insurance companies that we support. This is really cool, because all those guys attend our conferences and our user groups, and all their combined experience pours into our products and services. So my job as a strategy and product manager is really easy. Just listen to the customers, and they collectively give us the roadmap that we want. So really, really cool. It's been really, really nice speaking to you. The technology is the tiniest bit of the story. Weird? Because all I am doing is I'm representing this multinational team of insurance fanatics. We love what we do with our customers. Oh, sorry. Our marketing team think they're funny. Something about hair, I don't know. We'll sort them out when we get back to England. But this is what we're doing. This is our team, and this is the people that are here today, and we love working with our customers. We like solving the challenges. We believe the technology foundation is there now, and we can do a lot with it. So I hope you've been inspired. I hope that's made you think about things. If not, I can start from the beginning again, and you can miss lunch. So thank you ever so much for your time this morning, and look forward to engaging with you for the remainder of the show.